welcome again. So to few of you, I have introduced myself. My name is Kamran Bilgrami. I've joined IoBM in December 2018 as part of executive education, incubation, and alumni affairs. These are the three components with me. Whenever you are dropping by to IoBM, there is a new facility. It has all the new imaginative things that you can think of, podcast studios, media studios, corporate bedrooms, training rooms, incubation center, and many other things. Uh, First, I would like to introduce some of our few members, and then I will give the floor to Farhan Ahmed, who is the head of corporate communication at Standard Chartered Pakistan, and he is also the president of the IoBM Alumni Association. Farhan, you are here. There are lots of screens here, so.
Yes, Kamran, I'm very much here.
Sumaya, would you like to, are you here? Sumaya Mithani?
Yes, I'm here.
If you introduce yourself, please.
Assalamu alaikum everyone. I'm Sumaya Mithani. I'm also alumni of IoBM. I graduated in 2019 and I'm working at IoBM since like June 2018 with Kamran Bilgrami. My designation is the coordinator alumni affairs. So me working with Kamran Bilgrami to make it easier for alumni to reconnect to IoBM. Thank you.
So we will be the culprits who will be facilitating you, me and Sumaya, inshallah. Anything related to alumni affairs, you can always contact us. Faiza and Mehdia, if you can do a quick introduction, and then we will give the floor to Farhan, please.
All right. Assalamu alaikum, everyone. This is Faiza Hassan. I'm also a graduate of Institute of Business Management. I did my BBA back in 2010 and MBA in 2011. I look after executive education courses and incubation center. Currently, we are in the process of establishing the incubation center at IoBM, and me and Kamran are the two main culprits who you can come up to for executive education courses and incubation center. Thank you very much.
And Mehdia, please, a quick introduction.
Assalamu alaikum everyone. This is Mehdia Tharejo. I am the assistant executive for digital marketing for Alumni Association and EMAC. So all the posts you see on Facebook or LinkedIn are done by me. And I'm also a graduate of IoBM. I graduated in 2019.
Thank you. So this is the team. With the support of Dr. Samra Javed, who is heading this team, and she's not here, unfortunately. And Talib Saab, we are now working for the corporate, for the incubation and alumni. Let me give the floor to Farhan Ahmed. Farhan, please.
Ji, hello. Ji, assalamu alaikum, everybody. Thank you very much, Kamran, for for starting the conversation, and as always, thank you very much to to your team for all the support that we get. Talib Saab, all the other faculty members who are here today, and all our dear alumni, assalamu alaikum. Welcome to the North America IoBM Alumni Baithak. As Kamran has said, this is the third of such sessions that we're doing with our alumni. The concept here is basically that we have we're trying to bring the fraternity back together. We're trying to look at how, different opportunities of how the alumni can get more support from the institute, and the institute can also reach out to its alumni, because the success of any institute is actually what its alumni are doing in the marketplace. A little bit about myself. I did my master's and MBA in marketing from IoBM back in 1999, which seems like a very, very long time now. I was from the fourth batch of MBA. After that, I joined Nestle in Pakistan as a management trainee. I was the first non-LUMS management trainee that Nestle took at that point in time. And after that, they took other disciplines as well, and from people from other places as well. I worked with Nestle for about 5 years, and then I moved to HSBC in Pakistan. I looked after marketing, product development at HSBC. And then for the last 8 years now, I have been with Standard Chartered, where I'm looking after their external communication and public affairs portfolio. So it's a pleasure for me. I've been a president of the Alumni Association for more than 2 years now, and I think the whole structuring of the alumni and getting people like Kamran and the team on board has really made a lot of difference in terms of how we are now looking at the outreach and how we're looking at really bringing value to the alumni and bringing value from the alumni back to the institution as well. So with that, so that's a little bit about the Baithak itself, and we've got different chapters of different regions, and Talib Saab will, enlighten us on how the split is taking place in different regions and different countries or different sectors around the world, and how our alumni are operating. So that's a bit of it, and what we'll do today is that I will request Talib Saab to give a welcome address and talk a little bit about the alumni spread around the world, and where play place, what we're doing, and some of the things that we're doing at the campus itself, facilitate alumni and kind of get them involved into things, and then we'll go around the room and we'll talk to each other on what we've been up to since we've left college, and how we've been, what all we've been doing, and then we'll have a little bit of a conversation around the different things that you would want to now see from IoBM, or how you yourself can help IoBM. So with that, can I please request Talib Saab to for his welcome address? Over to you, Talib Saab.
Okay, Assalamu alaikum, and thank you, Farhan and Kamran. Well, it's good to see some familiar faces. Feroz Saab, thank you for joining us. Feroz Saab is based in Virginia. He's vice president at Stratford University. And last year we signed an MOU with Stratford regarding our hospitality program that we were planning to introduce. It has been disrupted because of the crisis, but I hope that once this crisis is over, we will work with Stratford University to carry.
Tariq Khan is also here, sir.
Achha, I don't see Tariq. Tariq, are you there? Achha, Tariq is again our trainer, executive trainer, and based in New York. He's a faculty at NYU, and he's also conducting various training programs with IoBM, and I think a couple of his programs are coming up in a couple of months from now. So I think someone mentioned that you won't see too many familiar faces. I think some of the faces are still around, like me. I'm still there. Sabina is very much there. If you were part, I think most of you are very young looking, so you must be there in the last 15 years. A lot of faculty members are still there, like Mr. Javed Ahmed and many more. So I think our turnover is very low. So a lot of senior faculty members are still teaching at IoBM. Of course, we have new faculty members also who have joined us. Someone mentioned Janjua Saab. Janjua Saab is currently based in Boston, and he settled there because all three of his daughters are doctors and they are working in the US. So him and his wife decided to move to the US to be with their children. So as you know that in 2017, we lost our founder president, Mr. Shahjahan Karim. He passed away in 2017. And so he was basically responsible, as your alumni, and you know that he was responsible for setting up this institute in 1995. And once he retired from the civil service at the age of 60, so I just turned 60 just a couple of days ago or 3 days ago, and I shared this with my family and my colleagues that, after working for almost 35 years, 37 years, I feel exhausted and tired. And then I recall that Mr. Shahjahan Karim started this institute at the age of 60, which is my age now. And he worked really hard for the next 22 years to bring this institute to the level where it is right now. And if you are in touch with what is happening, a lot of positive things are happening with IoBM. I think we are recognized as one of the premier institutions in Pakistan. It's recognized by HEC, it's recognized by others. And I think we have done well. And I think the credit of all that goes to our alumni. I think, no matter what we say about the institute, that we are number one or we are the best or we are the top rated institute, you are tested once your graduates are in the market. And if they're employed, if they go into good organizations, then one can feel that the institute has done a great job in preparing their students to go into the corporate market and work there. So I think we have been quite successful in that, and a lot of credit goes to of course, our faculty members, our deans, the rector, and of course the students, the bright students who have joined us and have graduated. So on the screen, if you look at our global, and a lot of, again, I mean, it's not 100% accurate, maybe it's 80% accurate, I'm not sure, but Kamran has extracted this data from LinkedIn. So sometimes, it's not updated, so I'm not sure. People might have moved, they might have gone to different countries, we don't know. But now, as we grow this network of our alumni, I think you will now be in touch with other alumni, and this data will grow with that. So, with almost, I think, 12,000 graduates in the market now, we are actually, this is our 25th year. And we had a lot of plans with our Alumni Association, within our organization to celebrate 25 years, but because of the crisis, I think we had to put a lot of things on hold. We are hoping that in 2021 we will be able to celebrate our 25 years, because I don't see much happening in 2020. Right now we'll talk a little bit about how this has changed us as an institute. For example, right now we are thinking of we are planning on a virtual convocation, because I don't see, even in December, 3,000 to 4,000 people getting together for convocation, because maybe things will settle down next year. We will be operational, but I think large gatherings I'm sure will not be allowed, at least in 2020. So, of course, a majority of our graduates are in Pakistan, based in Pakistan, working for, maybe about 400 different organizations. We have a list of those organizations. They are working for, multinational, like Farhan is, for national companies. Because we are very new in the market, now our alumni are reaching to the level of director and CEO level. Because now, after so many years of service, they are in a position, like, for example, Farhan is at director's level, and hopefully we'll see him at CEO level very soon. And there are many other examples of that. These are some of the organizations. Can you go back to the previous screen just for a minute? So if you look at Canada and US, from that LinkedIn, we were able to get almost more than 600 alumni are based in North America, out of those 680 have registered right now. So we hope that this will expand. And then you can see the rest in other countries. Surprisingly, Australia, a lot of them have gone to Australia for higher education, and they've decided to settle down there. And then, of course, Middle East is also another destination. UAE is, of course, one of the larger destinations for our alumni. If you go to the next slide, so the organizations that, I mean, banks, and again, if you look at, it's, as I've said, over 400 different organizations that our alumni are working. I remember going to UBL about a year ago, early year, and I met the president, and she said that, why don't you come to the auditorium, and we have just invited the graduates who are working in the head office, UBL head office, and why don't you meet them? And when I went there, the auditorium was full with our graduates. That was just the head office of UBL. So that shows, you know, that our graduates have now, you know, established themselves, and organizations are recruiting them. I mean, I always use the phrase street smart for our graduates. They're not Babu type. They are not Seth type sitting behind the desk, but they are those. I think they are those who want to, you know, get their hands dirty, go into the market.
Request every.
Can you hear me? Okay, so they like to be more. So that's why organizations like them, and you can see the list. So if you go to the next screen. So CEOs, when we talk about CEOs and of course entrepreneurs, then a lot of these CEOs they've established their own companies. So a lot of them are very successful entrepreneurs. I know some of them established their companies, they sold it, made good money, and especially these digital companies. And so if you look at the profile of our alumni, so they are in from senior to starting positions, which can be management trainee or an officer or so on, or an executive. Interestingly, quite a few of our alumni have gone into academia also. I think at least altogether in faculty and management, we have maybe around between 25 to 30 of our alumni working for us now. A lot of them have done their MBA, and now they have done their MPhil, and they're doing their PhD. Tazeen, who's with us, is an example that she's in the process of doing her PhD, and inshallah she'll complete her PhD by next year. And there are many other examples. Dr. Samra was mentioned. She's the first PhD from IoBM about five years ago. Next slide. Are we done? So this is just the function. I think this is the graphical presentation. So we just skip that, go to the next one. These are, again, I think if you agree, I think all of you will agree with me that marketing was our core area, the strong area. And you know, some of you studied with Shahnaz Megani, Akhlaq Saab, and others. But now finance, I think under the leadership of Tazeen, is picking up. And I think a lot of our students are now opting for finance. And one other area that has really taken off recently is supply chain. But interestingly, we are just, you cannot just call us a business school. We are a social sciences school, engineering, computer science, and we are trying to introduce liberal arts also into our curriculum. Media has taken off at our institute. We have a state-of-the-art media studio, and students are picking up that area now. So we are expanding, and we are looking at various other areas to offer. So these are some of the events that we did since it was activated under the leadership of Farhan. This is the cycling event. We are trying to become an environmental friendly type of a campus. So we started cycling. I think every month we were organizing one event. A friend of ours have just gifted 100 bicycles. And now we are going to have various spots on campus where students can go from one building to the other using the bicycles. And then we are going to have such events as this one that you can see on the screen. This is the opening of our alumni office that happened last year, November 30th, 2019. It's a very nice office, fully furnished. And this is the floor where we also have our executive training halls. We have our incubation center, and we have other facilities. So alumni can use all those allied facilities to highlight their activities. On the right is the Arts Council. It's not our auditorium, but Arts Council, where we invited alumni and their family members to a play by Anwar Maqsood. So we, as I've said, we are planning to do a lot of activities. As you can see on the left, there's another activity by alumni. On the right is our new training hall. It can seat around 80 plus participants. And this is right next to the alumni office, right? I think this is also an event that was organized by alumni. So this is an example of some of the events. As I've said, we were not able to do much. On the right is Dr. Irfan Haider. If you recognize him, he's our rector now. And that's Mrs. Sabina Mohsin's husband. Mohsin, I think a lot of you must have met him while studying. So this was an example of two Baithak that we had. On the left is with Standard Chartered. Although there are a lot more than what you see on the screen. At that time, only 5 or 6 were able to join, but I'm told there are around 48 alumni who are working for Standard Chartered, not just in Pakistan, but internationally also. On the right is a Baithak of Middle East, Saudi Arabia, and UAE, and maybe I think 1 or 2 were from Bahrain and Kuwait also in that Baithak. So we'll try to expand on all this, and hopefully. So these are some of the. I think it's not a lot of these facilities will not be valid for you because you're not living here. But what I'll suggest that you become a member of our alumni association, so at least we can mail you the card, or whenever you are here, we can give it to your family members whenever they're traveling. I don't know when we'll be able to travel, but whenever we travel, at least you can use some of these facilities that we have signed up with different organizations, and we are going to expand on this. So on the left, you can see different activities and also links where you can stay connected with us. I think later on, if Dr. Irfan Haider, our rector, I think he'll be joining us at around 11. That's what I'm told. So so I don't want to take his presentation. That this COVID-19, that how we were able to take this challenge as an institute. I think a lot of you working in USA and in Canada are working from home. I mean, this is the first time in my life, after 37 years of working in corporate and education sector, that in the last 2 months, I've left my home only maybe 8 times or 7 times, just to go to the campus maybe once or twice to sign a few checks, or to go and see my mother in KGA, maybe twice or thrice a week. So, you know, all of us are learning from this experience. So when our institute was shut down, not just our institute, but all educational institutions in Pakistan, and I think that was around February, maybe 26th, 27th, that we were asked to not allow students to come to the campus. At that time, faculty members were allowed and management staff were allowed. But after 2 weeks, I think it was around just before March, I think March 20th, that even faculty members were told not to come to the campus by the government and management staff. So all of a sudden we were left with this dilemma that what do we do? Do we let our students lose a semester, extend their graduation, extend their misery by sitting at home doing nothing, or to take a challenge? So in 2019, we started working on a strategy paper, a 5-year strategy. And Mr. Javed Ahmed, I'm sure you must have taken a course with him on strategy. So he was given the assignment to work with us, the stakeholders, the senior executives of the institute, and come up with the strategy. So just one strategy was to have blended learning by year 2021, which means that some online teaching, some traditional teaching on campus, but also online teaching. And about 40 of our faculty members were working on LMS, Learning Management System, which is Moodle, and were using that. So when we were asked to shut down, then we were given the challenge to bring all 400 faculty members into that net and 5,500 students into that net to get into online learning. And mashallah, we were able to do that. As I've said, details will be given to you by Dr. Irfan Haider. And now we are just going through our final assessments. I think it will be over, inshallah, just before Eid, a week before Eid, we'll be done with our semester. And students have taken this so positively, this online learning, that our semester, summer semester, which will be starting in June next month, mid-June next month, we have more students registered, almost 15% more students registered than the number that were registered last year. So students, especially some of you mentioned that you are an executive student, you were an executive student. For them, it's a great environment. They don't have to come to the campus. They can, come home from work or stay at home. And especially for female, who have families. We have executive students, female students who have kids, and it's very easy for them to just stay at home and take classes. So I'm glad that under the leadership of Dr. Irfan Haider, this went really well, and we were able to conduct all our classes, and we'll be ready to start our. So I see this thing continuing till fall also. I don't see students coming to the campus, at least for the next 3 or 4 months. So things, I'm glad that we took this challenge and we were able to adapt to this new technology. And even some of our senior traditional teachers who had never used computer, they are also teaching online. So that was something really remarkable for all of us. So last thing is, again, emphasis on alumni. See, you're living in North America, either in Canada and US, and you know that, and some of you are studying. I know Sadia is studying in Boston. Sadia Mansoor, she did her MPhil from here. She was teaching, and now her husband is doing his PhD in Boston, and Sadia is also now there and doing her graduate work there. Alumni is they're always considered as backbone of any education institute. I think Feroz Khan Sahab will also agree. Whether it's an endowment, whether it's your contribution as teacher, contribution as mentor, whether it's for entrepreneurs, whether it's for, and it doesn't matter if you're sitting in North America, you can still contribute. And we're not talking about financial contribution, we are talking about intellectual contribution. We are talking about, how you can help our future graduates through your knowledge, whether it's whatever you are doing. So through this platform, we hope that you will be able to contribute, you will be able to participate in this. We have right now during this lockdown, we have license for Coursera. We still have some additional license for Coursera. If some of you are interested in using that license, because now we are giving it to our alumni also. So you can contact Kamran and do some 15-day course on Coursera. You'll get certificate also free of cost. Whatever your interest is. I think there are hundreds of certification available on Coursera, and you can always use that. So if you're interested in that license, that is valid until August, end August. So you still have a lot of time. You still have 3 months to use that. And so it's, as I've said, it's free of cost, and it's a special offer to our alumni to do this. So I hope that under the leadership of Farhan, Alumni Association would be an active association. Virtually we'll be in touch, and inshallah we will be able to work together. And I would love to hear about your success stories. So even if you don't have time tonight, write to us, put it on your WhatsApp group. That what are the challenges? What are you doing? So we would love to make that as part of our document. So whenever we publish something, we can always talk about your success stories. And this is what our pride is. I mean, you are our pride. You are what make us happy. That if you are doing well, then we feel that we are doing well. So I wish all of you the very best. Inshallah, when I come to the States, actually my wife is stuck in Virginia right now. I'm trying to get her back. There's a special flight, I think, coming, a special flight from Washington to Karachi. I hope she gets a seat. Otherwise, my daughter is in Virginia. Feroz Saab knows her. Her husband is a medical. He's a resident at Georgetown University Hospital. And so I hope she's able to come back. But whenever I get a chance, because I'll be coming to the States because of my daughter and my son-in-law, I would like to get in touch with you if you're in that area, Virginia area, so that we can maybe get together for lunch or dinner. And I would love to sit down with all of you, or with at least few of you, and to find more about your career growth and your career path. I would like to even meet your family. Thank you very much. Thank you for being with us. And over to Farhan. Thank you, Ji.
Thank you very much, Salih Saab. Thank you for that. Thank you very much for all the support that you've given us in trying to really structure and take the alumni forward. So thank you for that. Kamran, over to you for the.
So in the next few minutes, we will give opportunity to each one of you to tell us about yourself, what you are doing. But before that, we have a couple of special guests joining us here. Let me start with Feroz Khan Sahab. Firoz Khan Sahab, if you take a minute and tell us about how we are working together. Your mic is mute.
Okay. Is it open now?
Yes.
Okay. Assalamu alaikum, everyone. It's better to say assalamu alaikum because good morning, good afternoon, good evening does not work when you are talking across different time zones. So assalamu alaikum again, and assalamu alaikum Talib Karim Saab. We have missed you here in Virginia. Like Talib Karim Saab introduced me, that I have been in higher education management for the last 16 years only. My career in education started in USA. Prior to that, I was a glorified driver when I used to drive airplanes in the sky for over 25 years. I met IoBM, Talib Karim Saab, and Kamran when me and our university president were attending a conference in Karachi. The chance meeting turned into more meetings, and we visited the IoBM several times. And then came by an option of or a proposal from Kamran to start a hospitality diploma or a hospitality certificate program. We worked very hard on it, and it was about to be launched, and we waited for the next quarter to start, and come this coronavirus, and the hospitality industry as a whole is suffering hugely. I know that also because one of my son who went back from America to be in the hospitality and tourism industry has suffered in a huge way also. But let's hope this coronavirus thing will be over soon, and we will get back to our normal self. And Kamran, I would love to restart the project. And by that time, even Stratford, which is suffering in a huge way during this period, will be able to recover, recoup, and come back with the same force that we were. So any particular question you want me to address, or anything else do you want me to define more clearly? Or
Thank you, Firoz Sahab. Tariq Khan Sahab, a quick intro, please. 30 seconds or less, maybe.
Firoz Bhai has laid out that salam is better than good evening or good afternoon. So assalamu alaikum to everyone, and especially to Firoz Bhai and Talib Saab. I'm glad to be a part of this. Unfortunately, I didn't get a chance to go to IoBM because when I left in 1985, I think there was 10 years in waiting for IoBM. But I've been fortunate enough to visit the campus and meet Talib Saab and some of the faculty, truly impressed. I've been living in New York since 1985, and I have a company called Global Diversity Marketing. And last 15 years, I'm attached with the NYU faculty at the graduate school, teaching some courses. And I'm really looking forward to more interaction with IoBM, and we are doing some courses working together. I also sit on the board of trustee with the Stratford, and that's how I know Firoz Bhai. So it's a pleasure to meet all of you, and inshallah we should stay connected. And please join me on my LinkedIn so we get to know each other as well.
Thank you. As a faculty, I kept you in less than a minute. Thank you for this brief.
Yeah, and I apologize for my, I'm about to go for a bike ride because in Ramzan we cannot run. So I'm trying to, so I was not camera ready. That's why I was on the call throughout though.
Thank you. Enjoy the ride. So, so at IoBM, we have an alumni council comprising of 9 members, and there are a couple of them with us at this moment in time. Abrar, if you would like to have a word with our fellows. Abrar, your mic is mute. Yes.
Assalamu alaikum, everyone. This is Abrar. Good afternoon or morning to people joining us in North America. So we are having somewhere around Ratko, almost 11 o'clock. So it's post iftar. So Tarek, we can run right now, and outside people are jogging as well as cycling. It's a pleasure, everyone, to see new faces, see some old faces, familiar ones. So welcome everyone, and a couple of short messages towards the end. But it's a pleasure to see all of you over here. I'm MBA of 2000, so it's almost 21 years, and MBA of marketing. I've worked for Nestle, Panasonic, currently an independent CEO and consultant on marketing. Uh, Over 20 years of experience, mostly in the Middle East. We moved back to Pakistan, and I worked later on with National Foods, based out of Karachi right now. And I also hold the position of General Secretary with the Alumni Association. So I'm your voice to the entire fraternity and the board. So we work hand in glove together with the management team, Kamran and the team, and they're doing a brilliant work. Two messages that I would want to just leave you all with. Reconnect, which we are doing right now, and reboot. So as an alumni body, we must reboot, and while we reconnect, I think let's all get together and network more. See you guys soon. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Abrar. Thank you very much. We will share the video link of Lessons for Leaders. Abrar and Farhan and Tariq Khan were the panelists. It happened last night. And we have Asif Joffrey with us from the council. Asif Joffrey.
Assalamu alaikum everyone. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
All right, great. Thank you very much. Assalamu alaikum everyone. It's really nice to see, people from, across the world are, connecting back. I think it's a great effort by the team. And, about myself, my name is Syed Mohammad Asif Joffrey. I graduated in 2006. I worked for companies like American Express, Unilever, and Telenor Pakistan. After that, I become from a corporate banker to tech entrepreneur, now running the largest messaging and voice company in the country with the name of eOcean Private Limited, and also running the largest startup support platform in the country with the name of Momentum. So I'm really excited to be here and looking forward to work with all of you and, to contribute as much as I can. And really exciting to, compare the time when I was, when I applied for IoBM entry test to see my name on the list, and looking and sitting here with all of you today to contribute. It's really, I'm really excited and really looking forward to contribute and connect with all of you, especially with North American team. I visit Silicon Valley almost every year, and just because of the situation right now, I'm not visiting, but as soon as situation gets back to normal, hopefully looking forward to visit Valley again. Probably, that only time will tell, but looking forward to connect with you all. Thank you very much.
Amir, are you there from the council? Amir from the council.
Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity, Kamran. I am from the first batch, the very first batch of the CBM. So it's great to see the community growing. Thank you all for joining us for this session. On behalf of IoBM Alumni Association, I welcome you guys. Please stay connected. We have started something. Please help us to take this thing forward and stay connected. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you very much. We have one faculty member, Ms. Tazeen Arsalan, who is also the alumni. Ms. Tazeen, a short intro, please. A quick one. Thank you.
Assalamu alaikum. I did my BBA and MBA from CBM. I did it in 2000. I completed it in 2001. So that is a long time back. I have been with Saudi Park Leasing, and then majorly I've been associated with business consultancy. I did it here in UAE. I've done it with Islamic Chambers, APO, JICA, JETRO. Came back to my original passion, which was teaching, joined as permanent faculty in 2011. I head accounting and finance department of IoBM. Currently doing my PhD too. With my first Baithak, second wali मैं attend नहीं कर पाई थी, I saw people जो ज़्यादातर मेरे साथ के पढ़े हुए थे, but today I can see a lot of faces जो मेरे ख्याल में एक आध को मैंने ज़रूर पढ़ाया हुआ है. And it's great to see you here. Please, you can contact me, and I want to take you up as a guest speaker in summer in our courses, related courses. Thank you so much. Please do stay connected and take care of.
Thank you, Mr. Zeen. Over to Farhan. Any council member whom I'm not seeing here on my screen? Farhan, please. Over to you.
I think we've got everybody. So you've met some of my team who are with me in kind of helping structure the alumni. Again, Abrar is there, Asif is there, Amir is there. Thank you very much, guys, for joining us as well. Now what we'll do is that we'll go around the room in terms of knowing each other better as a start off. So one of the things that Abrar said was to reconnect. So I will call out a name. What I'd request you to do is just tell us briefly what year you graduated in, where all you've worked in, and where you're working currently. So if we can start off with Akash Kumar.
Farhan, can you, because some people might be leaving because it will be a long meeting, can we take a photograph now and then continue so that we have a maximum number of people on the
Okay, so okay. So what we request everybody to get, can everybody turn? Nabhan will do the honors of the photograph.
You have to turn your video on.
Everybody can switch their cameras on.
A hand heart or a victory sign?
Video. Yeah. Turn your
Votes on a hand heart or a victory sign? A victory sign. Okay.
A victory sign. Everybody. And
okay, ready.
Han, you need to tell us when you're done.
Okay, smile. And one more. Thank you.
Thank you very much. So thank you. So before we move on to the alumni, I'm sorry we missed out Nabhan in the introduction. So Nabhan is the backbone of all the technology and all the things that we've been doing. Nabhan, if you can just introduce yourself as well briefly, and then we'll move to.
Assalamualaikum, everyone. I'm Nabhan Kareem. I head media productions at IoBM. I'm a filmmaker by profession. Not an IoBM grad, but I actually studied from US, Indiana University. I don't know if anyone over here is in Indiana, but I spent a good time over there. Yeah, and I assist the Alumni Association and Kamran's team and everything related to media. We have a very nice media setup. I don't know how many of you have seen that. Maybe some of the recent graduates have, but we have a state-of-the-art studio and media facilities, podcast studios and everything. And inshallah, you'll be seeing a lot of media engagement from our students very soon. We're about to launch a web TV, and we've already launched a podcast channel, which has stopped kind of because of the situation right now. But inshallah, very soon you'll see a lot of great content coming out of our students.
Thank you very much for that. So now let's move to our introductions of, reconnecting the Baithak introduction. Sorry, I had Akash here.
Yep.
But is Akash still on the line? Akash, your turn. Over to you.
Okay. Hello, everyone. I'm Akash Kumar. I graduated in 2014, and I worked for Bank Alfla after my graduation. Then I came to States for my master's in project management. And currently I live in Boston and working for a pharmaceutical company as a project control specialist.
Thank you very much. Can we now have Adnan Bajwa?
Assalamu alaikum, everyone. This is Adnan Bajwa. I'm 2009 MBA marketing graduate. After the graduation, I joined one of the leading biscuit manufacturing company in Pakistan, English biscuit manufacturer, as a management trainee brand. And I spent almost 7 years over there. I was one of the force behind one of the leading biscuit brand, Peak Prince Super. So in 2017, I moved to States in Illinois. I did some research over here, and then I aligned my passion with the new form of studies, which is the new evolving world, data analytics. I did my master's from one of the top university here in US, which is University of Illinois, Urbana-Champaign. After the master's, I joined one of the leading airline, which is right now in trouble, which is United Airlines, as a project manager for digital technology. And right now I'm working over here in United.
Thank you very much, Adnan, for that. Okay, so the next person on my list is a class fellow of mine, Asif Anwar. Asif, nice to see you after ages.
Assalamu alaikum, Farhan. It's been ages. As with you, like 1999 MBA 4 batch.
When did you move to the US?
2002.
Yeah.
So it's been ages. We did MBA in the small kind of a campus in the PF area. And mashallah, to see IBM right now is amazing. So I started my career with Bank Al-Falah, worked with actually Berger Paints, then moved to US, worked with various banks from SunTrust, Wells Fargo, moved back to Dubai, worked with Dubai government for 6 years. Metro was actually kind of my area. So I worked in the metro area and then moved back to Atlanta, became a vice president for SunTrust Bank, worked there for 4 years, went back to Abu Dhabi for 2 years, and just recently came back to Atlanta again. So I was just traveling back and forth. So basically my area is financial advisory into technology. So wherever there's a kind of a technology component for the banks, that's what I do. So currently I'm working with NDT Consultancy. I'm their financial vertical area head for technology in the banking area, digital kind of solutions, omni channels and extra. But thank you so much for adding me to this group. Kind of amazing to see you all. And Talib Saab, nice to see you after a long time. Happy birthday. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Asif. It's always a pleasure to connect with old friends. So the next gentleman is Bilal Giovani. Ji Bilal.
Assalamu alaikum, everybody. First of all, great effort to reconnect everybody. Good to see some familiar faces. So I graduated from my BBA in 2011, and I graduated with my MBA program in 2014. I worked in the energy industry of Pakistan for about 8 years. I worked for 6 years in HUBCO, and I've worked on 2 CPEC projects valued over $2 billion. I've recently moved to Toronto in March, and I'm now looking for work here.
Very nice. Thank you very much for that, Bilal. Can we have Bushra Hashmi, please?
Assalamu alaikum, everyone. Sorry, I was not very presentable at the moment when we were taking pictures. So yes, first of all, thank you, Farhan and everyone, for arranging this. And so good to see so many people from the past. I am from around Farhan's batch, so I'm from BBA 4. Yeah. I did and I know Tazeen as well. So yeah, I'm old. I have also moved to Canada not so long ago. I have worked in Pakistan with names like Nielsen, the Nielsen Company, and TNS, which is now Kantar. And now I am preparing to take my business analyst professional certification here in Canada. I've already worked with one of the big 5 banks here. And yeah, so that's the story. And I look forward to connecting more and staying connected in the coming days. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Bushra. It's been a while, and I was just thinking that maybe since
Long
the
time.
video wasn't there, I thought it was somebody else.
It's a Saturday, it's a Saturday, so.
So good to see you. Yeah. Good to see you, Bushra Khan. If you can have Bushra Khan, please.
Hi everyone, this is Bushra Masood Khan. I graduated in 2015. I did my bachelor's in media studies from CBM, and then I did my MBA that I finished in 2017. I'm currently in Toronto, Canada. I moved last year, and I'm working as a territory manager for British American Tobacco. So that's pretty much about me.
Can we move to Dr. Sorry. So the next one on my Dr. Thibaux Han.
Hello, assalamu alaikum everyone, and it's so good to see all the alumni again. My name is Dr. Thibaux Han. I'm a dental surgeon, and I did my MBA in health and hospital management in 2014. I graduated there. I'm a medical communications specialist, and I joined Han University. Before shifting here, I was at the Han University, and I was the management head at the Center for Regenerative Medicine and Stem Cell Research. It was a stem cell research program that was being developed with University of California, San Francisco. So I had the honor to manage all the partnership matters with UCSF. And I also had the honor to be selected to conduct 2 international ethics thinking group meetings in London and Lisbon. The last one took place last year in June, where we talked about the impact of ethics of stem cell research on ethics and future technologies. Presently, I'm working as a freelancer for a London-based company, Alien Technology Transfer, where we are developing grants for EU market. And I'm also a patient advocate. I am working with 4 organizations as an advisor, where we talk about how to make healthcare better for patients and how to conserve their rights as they are working. So I'm also an author of 2 books, and I also write. So looking forward to settling in Canada and looking for positions here that are more suitable to my work. Thank you.
Thank you very much for that, Dr. Thibaux. We'd really like you to share your books, if they're not very technically, subjected to, do share it in the WhatsApp group. We'd love to, read through,
I don't think you are the right target market for it, because this is this is for grade 7 and grade 8. These were science textbooks. So I write, so I don't think you're the right target market for it. I'm also writing a series where we are connecting the impact of the environment. So that's another series I'm working on, but it's for primary level. The other type of work that I do, the academic writing and the publishing, that's a different story. Thank you.
Yeah, we're not the target market for that either. Thank you very much for sharing your experience.
Farhan, if I can add a couple of points over here.
Fawad, please.
I just heard Bilal and Dr. Thibaux just moved to Toronto. We have a couple of alumni in Toronto, well placed, and through LinkedIn as well. I would request everyone who's there to do connect. Some of us are going through some tough times economically, job-wise, project-wise. So my request to all of you is to kindly do connect. We're there on LinkedIn. We're there on the alumni portal. And this would be a fabulous way to look after each other, right?
Yes, thank you so much.
And Dr. Thibaux, it's an honor to know that you are so well read and you've been writing. So we would love to hear about things. And I mean, don't underestimate Farhan Ahmed. He's very well connected into, all sorts of networks in Pakistan and
Oh,
globally.
that would be great.
I
That would
have
be great.
children who are 7-year-old now.
Yeah,
Oh,
so let's take advantage of the fraternity.
oh, I would love to.
Yeah,
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much for that.
thank you.
No, thank you, Abroad. That's a very valid point. I mean, I think in these COVID times, especially, we need to really come together as a fraternity, and we really need to, use the force that we are as a global fraternity. I would say for IoBM. So that's something that is an invaluable advice that we should all follow. So moving on, we have Fawad now. Please, can we have Fawad? Fawad. Okay, I think Fawad is either away or muted or something. All right. So the next, somebody will have to guess who this is because the name here says Galaxy J6. And then we have a Galaxy Note 10 Plus as well. So Galaxy J6, can you please?
I think that's me. It's Ambreen Khan, if
All
you
right.
don't see my name anywhere. So yes, I am
Hey.
from the 2010 BBA honors batch from IoBM. And then I returned to IoBM after a period of 5 years to do my MSc. During those 5 years, I was associated with the RBS Bank, Norejo, and was getting on with my family responsibilities. So I joined back IoBM in 2015, and I completed my MSc in organizational psychology and HRM from there. After completing my MSc from there, I've moved to Canada, and right now I'm working as a talent acquisition specialist with one. It's a healthcare facility over here. So I was just looking at the WhatsApp group also, the chats that were happening over there, and I saw a couple of people who were mentioning that what should new people coming in North America focusing on. So one of my 2 cents would be, quick one would be to get a local certification here, because I got my human resource management postgrad certification too, and I got here and it really helped me in the job market. And thank you so much for coming up with this initiative. It's really good to get back in touch with all our alumni from IoBM.
Thank you very much, Ambreen. I think your area of expertise can really substantially help people in these times. So you should be hearing from a lot of people in terms of what the opportunities are, and what is happening, where newcomers as well as people who are now challenged because of the new norm that's setting in. So we really look forward to hearing from you on the WhatsApp group as well in terms of what the new trends are, what areas to look into, what is the what is really happening on the ground in the job market. So thank you very much for your introduction with us. Next we have Galaxy Note 10 Plus.
Hi there. I'm Haris, a graduate of 2011 alumni from IoBM. I didn't live that long after that. I moved to the US after that. And while I was in Pakistan, I used to work for the big companies like Nielsen and these companies. But after that, when I came to the US, it was a little push. The first one that I remember on the very next week that I joined to the United States, I was interviewed by Walgreens in here, and the corporate office, and it was an analytical position, and everything was perfectly fine. I was interviewed by 3 different people, but I was shortlisted because I was not a U.S. educated individual. So that was my first experience. But anyways, I came over all that, and right now I'm a lead consultant in project technical as well as functional projects in different areas. Currently, obviously, due to this COVID-19, everything has been really on hold right now. So I'm looking forward for a better opportunity in the coming months and so forth.
Thank you very much. Thank you, and good luck with the opportunity hunt right now. I'm Haris. Yeah, good luck with the opportunity hunt. I think this links us back to the conversation that we're having, that alumni networks and other networks. I think networking is going to be one of the key things that one of the key advices for for the post-COVID era, on networking yesterday, the 25-10-5 rule. Tariq, if you're there, I'd like you to reflect on it a little bit as well. No, Tariq's there with us. Gone off for his cycle ride. I really envy him right now for that, because I can't go on a cycle ride right now. Okay, so moving on. The next person is going to be Mr. Haris Sadiq. Ji Haris.
Hello, Assalamu alaikum. My name is Haris. I graduated from CBM in 2014. I worked in a couple of entertainment industries in Pakistan, from Gold Network and Cinepax Cinemas. After that, I moved to US in 2016. I did my master's in marketing analytics, and I've been working in New York with a financial consulting company as an associate manager. Thank you for arranging this, and I see pretty much familiar faces, Ma'am Tazeen Arsalan and Sir Rafi Khan. So thank you so much for joining this, and looking forward to connecting with you all.
Also are very excited to be connecting with so many people and knowing so many new friends who we did not know were there in terms of the alumni network. Next is another very old friend, colleague who again I'm meeting after I don't know how many years. Ibrahim, after how many years are we connecting?
Assalamu alaikum. Yeah. I think I would say about 10 years. About 10 years. Farhan, are you there?
Yes. For about 8 years plus?
I think so, yeah. 8 to 10 years.
Yes,
easy.
I'm here.
Yeah, 8 to 10 years, easy.
8 years? 8 to 10 years. Yeah.
Yeah. But mashallah, you haven't changed. It's fantastic connecting with you again. Very quickly, conscious of time. And one other thing, Talib Saab, I graduated, I joined in 2002, graduated after doing my bachelor's and MBA back-to-back in 2006. And I remember the admin block and the little fear factor we used to have, because the dean used to be there, you guys used to be there, Sabina Mohsen, and now you're connected to me on my phone. It's just incredible feeling. I'm very grateful and very appreciative for all the efforts that went into this. I've been working with HSBC. That's where I've met Farhan since 2007. With the grace of God Almighty, I had the opportunity of working westwards, starting in Saudi after Karachi, then moved to Calgary, Toronto, and then very recently in New York now, for about 2 years in New York. So if there's anything I can do, newcomers who are seeking employment opportunities, any guidance I can give them. I've been through a number of interview processes, and anything I can do to take up the mentoring position, I'll be more than happy to do so. So please feel free to reach out. I think this is a great forum. One thing I will say, so I've been in North America for about 7-8 years now, between Canada and the US. And one thing that really rubbed me the wrong way is IBA and their alumni. And I always used to think, man, why can't we have this? And, on an individual basis, we did connect, but I always felt left out. I'm like, man, these guys are always cliquish. My dad went to IBA, and he still has his alumni, group on WhatsApp. And I'm like, well, we should do something. And I'm grateful that this happened. I wish I had been a contributing member to this, but nonetheless, happy to help in any capacity and great to be connected. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Ibrahim, for that. Yes, it's been eight long years since we last connected. So good to reconnect. Next, we have somebody whose name says iPhone. So can iPhone please introduce themselves?
Yes. Hi, this is Zohaib Sheikh here. I did my bachelor's from CBM in 2008 and my master's in 2009. After that, I worked for Citibank for about 4 years in Pakistan, and then for Bank Al-Falah for another 2 years. And in 2016, I moved to Canada, and I've been working for the past 3 years in Petro Canada Lubricants as a credit manager here. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much for that. So next, can I now request Maheen Zubair, please?
Assalamu alaikum, everyone. This is Maheen. I graduated in 2013, did my hear me?
Yeah, well, now we lost you in the middle.
Oh, okay. So this is Maheen Zubair. I graduated in 2013, did my MBA in finance. After that, I've served a lot of companies. I was working exactly before I graduated. I got an offer from EFU Insurance Company where I started working as an associate life underwriter. And then I worked for HBL in their head office as a risk manager. I moved to Canada in 2018, and soon after I landed, I got an opportunity to work for one of the retirement residence homes here. I'm working as an accountant, and it's been almost 1.5 years that I've been working here. For people who've recently moved to Canada, I would just like to give them an advice that I know now is not the right time for applying, but the best deal is to have your resumes updated accordingly, where you can see that the job descriptions match with your resume. This is how I ended up getting a job. I got my job when I landed here. It was just the first or the second month when I got a job offer from this retirement residence, and I started working as an accountant here. So you have to have your resume updated properly. It should match with the job description that you're looking in, whatever the companies are looking for. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Maheen. Thank you very much for that advice. I think it really resonates well with a lot of people, and I'm sure they will, follow that as well. We're also joined by Dr. Irfan Haider, who's the Dean of IoBM, and he's also our patron of the Alumni Association. Dr. Saab, welcome to the call. We'll go through a few more introductions. Dr. Saab, I'll request you then to share your thoughts on how IoBM has adapted to the COVID situation. So can I now request Mitra Kaneria to please give her introduction?
Hello, everyone. So I completed my education in 2016, and I did my master's in human resources. I worked with Jubilee General Insurance back in Karachi, and then I moved here in 2017. I'm currently working with a retirement residence as a corporate recruiter, and my personal advice to everyone who's moved here recently would be connect, network as much as they can on LinkedIn with every person or every company that they're applying to. That would be my honest advice to every single person, because just mere applying online would not get you anywhere. You have to network here. So yeah, thank you.
Thank you very much. I think that's very valuable advice. Network. That's something that's being resonated by everybody and anybody. So networking never really fails you. That's my mantra of life, because it helps you at every point in time, whether you forcefully use it or you unknowingly use it, but it really makes a lot of difference. So please do network. Next, can I request Mohammad Zubair Aziz to please give his introduction? Mohammad, Zubair, Aziz.
Yeah, coming up. Sorry. I just
No
saw
worries.
the invite for Abrar Khan in chat, and I don't know like the Zoom went there. So, Assalamu alaikum everyone. It's me, Zubair Aziz. I graduated BBA 2011, MBA in 2012. So, I've been in Toronto for about 2 years, I'd say. Like, I moved to Toronto first, but then about 1.5 years, after 6 months, I moved to Ottawa. Um, I applied for the CPA program here, so I got some course conversion and evaluations for them, and alhamdulillah, I landed up as a senior accountant here. So been working for the last year or so. For 3-4 months, it was a contract role with a property management company, and now I'm with Brookfield Properties, which is kind of the largest power manufacturing, or you can say power supply company in North America right now, based in US and Canada. So a lot of people I see on the group as well, like finance guys and people, they're more concerned about getting a job and settling into the market and stuff. What worked for me, I don't know, like every person, it differs from each person, situation to situation. Two things that worked for me was number one, I got into a local program that was CPA Ontario. So I got like the ID number and I put it on my resume, and I was like in progress CPA. And a lot of job postings I see over here, they mention if you are a bachelor's or graduate and you're enrolled in the CPA program. And the second thing that worked for me was moving to a small city. I moved to Ottawa. Rents are cheaper. I get to live in a better apartment or something, and transportation and everything was very manageable down here. So that really worked for me. Two things: getting a CPA and moving to a smaller city.
Thank you very much, Zubair. Thank you for that advice as well as for the introduction. Can I now request Mr. Musa Khan, please? Musa Khan.
Hi, everybody. I hope you can hear me. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
All right, perfect. So my name is Musa. I graduated in 2017 undergrad BBA, so fairly recent graduate, and I worked in multiple places. So I worked in production for a while, television commercial production, and then I was working in Getz Pharma and then GSK subsequently after that, before coming to America. I am currently in Boston. I'm studying in Boston University in advertising strategy and statistic management. And I will hopefully graduate by the end of this year if COVID doesn't take away my degree somehow. But like, hopefully there is hope that everything will go fine. And I just wanted to say that this alumni program is incredible, and it's something that's been a long time coming, and hopefully this will be very fruitful for everybody.
Your studies. Okay, so the next person who I'm going to request is also a very dear old friend. And again, we are like connecting after, I don't know how many years. So can I get Nuruddin Jasa to please join us and introduce himself? Dude, how long has it been since we last saw each other?
Has been, we graduated in 1999.
Yes.
It has been more than almost 20 years now. Yeah, wow, it's amazing to see lots of familiar faces. Alaikum, Talib Saab. I really admire to see you again. Okay, my name is Nuruddin Jasa, and I did my MBA with Farhan, and I pleasure to see Asif as well. And I did in 1999 in marketing, and after that I joined Thibaux Han University Hospital. I worked there, and in 2008 I moved to Canada. I'm presently in Calgary, Canada, one of the coldest city, you can say that. So I moved to Calgary, Canada in 2008, and I switched my career from marketing to an accountancy. So I did my CPA, the Chartered Professional Accountancy, and I'm a designated accountant, and I'm currently working as a controller, head of finance, in one of the largest NPO in Canada. And later on, I'm constantly updating myself, and did some courses from Cornell University and blockchain and Bitcoins, and I'm also an entrepreneur as well. So I've learned a lot of things from CBM. The wisdom I've learned from that point in time helped myself to integrate into the Canadian society, have lots of transferable skills as well. So yeah, so one thing advice I want to give to everybody who want to move anywhere in the world is to keep update oneself and never stop learning. If you have did MBA, that doesn't mean that this needs to be stopped. You have to update yourself constantly. You have to be agile and adaptable to new environment and new economy. Just like see the COVID-19 crisis now here in Canada, we say is something new normal. So there's new normal. We don't know what will be. So keeping oneself updated is very important. So that's how I moved over here and really love to see everybody and nice connecting to you. So,
seeing faces after like 20 years or something like that.
Oh,
so
well, yeah.
Thank you very much. Yeah, it's really nice to have to connect face to face after such a long time. Thank you, Noor. Okay,
yes.
G. The next person is Mr. Rafi Khan.
Assalamu alaikum, everyone. My name is Rafi. So well, first of all, thank you for this initiative, right? It's really good to connect with everyone who's here in North America. So a little about me, I graduated in 2008. I did my BS in Industrial Engineering Management. I know that was the very first time it was launched. After graduating, I went to the UK for my master's. I was working there for a little while. I came back to Pakistan. I started working for Reckitt Benckiser. Then after that, I switched over to Philip Morris. And in between, I was also teaching as a visiting faculty. So I see one of my students there, Haris Sadek. And then while I was at Philip Morris and teaching at CBM, I moved to Malaysia to join Accenture. It's a consulting company. So I was working there as a management consultant. Moved towards contract management within the same firm. And it was until last year in May 2019, I got transferred to Accenture Canada. So I've been here ever since, and I've been loving it so far. Regarding all the newcomers, I think I would just like to echo exactly what everyone said. Connect with people, network. There's also this other alumni from CBM, Yasser Rashid Tak, who's been counseling all the newcomers. He's very active on LinkedIn, so connect with him as well. So yeah, that's about me really, and I'd love to connect with all of you offline. So thanks, everyone.
Thank you. Is Yasser on our WhatsApp group or is he in our official alumni group?
I did forward him the invite. I don't know if he's registered, but I'll pass on your contact, pass on his contact. You can add him.
Please share his contacts with me and with Kamran, and we'll reach out to him separately. And we'd love to have, the alumni who are really making a difference in the societies that there are. So, I mean, it would be a pleasure to, to have a word with them and connect.
Yeah, another individual I would say you guys should connect with, Bear. He's a HR manager at Amazon, and Amazon's actively hiring, so connect with him as well.
All right. So we're gonna come back to you to connect, to share either LinkedIn contacts or otherwise contacts of these two gentlemen with us.
Sure. Thanks.
Thank you very much, Rafi. Can we have Rizwan Sadiq, please?
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Hi, assalamu alaikum, everyone. This is Rizwan Sadiq. I graduated, sorry about that. I graduated in 2010 BBA, and then did my MBA 2011, and then I moved to Toronto right after my MBA. I was very fortunate enough to land a job in the public sector. I'm working as a cash management and treasury analyst for the government of Ontario. To be in particular with the Ministry of Finance, heavily involved in fiscal policy framework, debt management for the province of Ontario, and the cash management for the whole province of Ontario. Yeah, so that's and also pursuing a CPA right now, and my CTP designation, the Certified Treasury Professional designation, just to keep myself updated with my credentials. And hopefully, and it's great to see you all. I can see some familiar faces. whom I graduated with, and I think it's a great initiative, to connect with IoBM alumni. Yeah, thank you. Oh, I can't hear you.
The funny thing, or the nice thing is that I'm connecting with people or friends who studied with me, and not people who I taught at IoBM. So it's a real good feeling having this conversation with everybody. Can I now request Mr. Saad Farooq?
Hey, can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Okay, Assalamu alaikum. Yeah, my name is Saad Farooq. I graduated from CBM in 2013, moved to US as an immigrant in 2014. In Pakistan, I work for Bank Alpha and Habib Metropolitan Bank. Currently, I'm working for UPS Supply Chain Solutions as a senior supervisor.
Hello?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. Please.
Okay, let me go over it again. So, yeah, my name is Saad Farooq. I graduated from CBM in 2013. You moved to US in 2014 as an immigrant. In Pakistan, I work for Bank Alpha and Habib Metropolitan Bank. Currently, I'm working for UPS Supply Chain Solutions as a senior supervisor.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much for that. Look forward to connecting with you.
Yeah.
Can we now have Ms. Sadia Mansoor, please?
Assalamu alaikum. Hello everyone. Assalamu alaikum Talib Saab, Dr. Irfan, Nibhan Saab. It's nice having you again. Before I introduce myself, let me start by appreciating this wonderful initiative. My name is Sadia Mansoor, and I had the privilege to both study and work at IoBM. I have recently moved to USA. I have completed an advanced diploma in financial econometrics from Boston University, and during last 4 months, I have taught undergraduate courses to two undergraduate courses at Holy Cross College in Worcester. Currently, I'm residing at Worcester, and I will start my PhD from this fall from Clark University. And I've been teaching at IoBM for 5 years, total 8 years. For 3 years, I've been working as visiting faculty. For 5 years, I've been working as permanent faculty. And it is good to get connected again. Thank you.
Thank you very much. It's a pleasure to be connecting people through this platform. And I think this is one of the advantages of the COVID situation. People are more tuned in to, digitally connecting, and virtually meetups are really the in thing at this point in time. So thank you very much for that. Can I now request Salman Sachwani, please, to introduce himself?
Assalamu alaikum everyone. This is Salman Sachwani. I did my MBA in 2013. Since then, I have worked with Demco Pakistan and Bilal Khan University Hospital. Recently, couple of months ago, I moved to Vancouver, Canada, and currently I'm looking for a job over here. Thank you.
Wonderful. I think this is the most opportune time for you to be part of this network, because you can, talk to people, ask around. We've got some talent acquisition experts as well. So good opportunity.
Thank you so much.
Like we said, yeah, good luck with the job, Salman. Next, we have another lady who I think runs one of the biggest alumni networks of CBM that I know of, at least. And I was and me and Kamran were having a conversation on setting up the LinkedIn account, and I said, yeah, there is one other group, and our group comes in later, and that other group pops up afterwards. So I'd like to ask Sarah A to introduce herself. And before you do that, Sarah, when you're online.
Yes,
hello, Sarah. How are you? Thank you very much for really, making that inroads into the alumni space. I think you run a fantastic group. I've recently joined the group as well, and I'm there, and the kind of activity that we see there on your platform is really good. And I think we'd really let's see how we can collaborate better and kind of, be mutually beneficial for each other, Sarah. So first of all, thank you, and over to you for your introduction.
Thank you, Farhan. Thank you so much. I really appreciate your effort for bringing everybody together. Basically, just to give a bit of a background about myself, and before everybody join in, मैंने थोड़ा बहुत introduction तब भी दिया था. But I am a 2010 graduate, and ever since I graduated, I if I recall correctly, I think it was Ibrahim Akhund who brought up the topic that he sees IBA graduates all over the place, and the alumni, they are so well integrated, they're supporting each other. So this was one of the efforts when I tried to get in touch with the HR side at IoBM, and tried to talk to a couple of people as far as the alumni relations concerned. I was in touch with Abdul Khalik at one point in time, but then I've been moving around a lot, so I couldn't really follow up on that. But as a small initiative on my part, मैंने ये करने की कोशिश की थी that I started a group, and that group's been going on. I think it's been probably 4 years. I have about 2,500 members on that group right now, and I try to keep it to, I get so many requests of people from all over the place, from different universities, colleges, trying to join into the group, but I try to maintain the sanctity of the group and keep it wholly solely to IoBM people. There are a lot of students who are currently enrolled in IoBM, not all the alumni only, but since they are going to be our future alumni, I let them into the group. So that was a small initiative on my part, just to bring everybody together, because like Talib Saab said, that we are street smart people. और हम लोगों का इतना बड़ा circle है, if we start collaborating with each other, if we start helping each other, it's going to make a big difference out there. Just a bit of a background about myself. I've done my bachelor's from CBM, so I was a 2003 batch. I graduated in 2008, and then I did my master's. I took a bit of a break because I wanted to work while I was studying. So and I wanted to get some on-ground experience before moving into my MBA. So I then started my MBA and completed my MBA in 2010. I wouldn't say I've been in one company or two companies, but I've been across a different plethora of, let's just say, fields. So I worked in the personal care industry, I have worked in the beverage industry, I have worked in the oil and gas industry. I started off from a brand activation firm, then moved across a couple of different industries along the way. Just to name a few big names, I've worked with ExxonMobil. I have worked with Coca-Cola beverages. I have in Pakistan, and then I am currently associated with Coca-Cola as the director commercial strategy for them. In between, before moving, I moved here about 2 years back. Before moving here, I was associated with a joint venture with General Mills. So that's a bit of about my experience. Like you said, I run a IoBM alumni group. Other than that, I try to help out my fellow colleagues wherever possible. I try to connect them in the HR or the business community in Pakistan. Overseas, I've got friends all over the place. We have a lot of people that I know from the IoBM community who are working in the Middle East, in the US, Canada, Australia, all over the place. So if I can help support anybody in any form, manner, in terms of job search, or maybe contribute towards the Alumni Association or the university, I'd be glad to do that. So wherever there is an opportunity, do let me know, and I would want to jump onto it.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. And trust us, we're going to take you up on that opportunity offer that you've just given us.
Looking forward to it.
No. Thank you very much. It was really nice connecting with you, and it's always good to add a face and to a name. So thank you for everything, and we will definitely be in touch.
By the way, one more thing.
Yeah.
When I was in CBM, I was known as Tara Sheikh. So since my surname's changed, now I'm known as Tara Ali Khan. So I don't know, maybe there would be somebody who'd know me by Sarah Sheikh. And like I said, I also started and was the president of Club IT, which was a society.
I remember that. Haris.
Hello, hi.
Oh, please, sorry. I just intervened in between because I know Sarah. I know her as Shara Sheikh. That's I was wondering. Sarah Ali Khan. Okay, about that. So she just clarified that. Thank you very much, Sarah. Anyways, for that.
That's the reason why I did.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Sarah. And we'll connect, like I said. Okay, so the next lady is Sabine.
Hi, my name is Sabine Sachwani, and I graduated from CBM with my Master's of Business Administration degree for finance. And after my graduation, I spent almost 6 years in Khan University as an assistant manager, and then I moved to Vancouver in 2015. And I was lucky to get job in like 3 months in senior living housing. And then now I've moved to a public sector called Provincial Health Services Authority, and working there as a senior financial analyst, but currently I'm on maternity leave. So if somebody needs any connection or something, I'll be back to my job in October. So I'll be back to the market again. So I'll love to help people if they want to connect after October when I'm back to work.
Thank you very much. Thank you. I'm sure a lot of people are going to take you up on that offer and
Sure.
kind of connect you to network. Thank you very much, Sabine, for that. The next gentleman is Mr. Shah. And it just says Shah. So Mr. Shah, can we have your introduction, please? Yeah, I think Mr. Shah is not there. Can we have Shanaz Kagalwala, please? Shanaz Kagalwala, please. Okay. How about Shamroz Khan?
Yeah, assalamu alaikum, everyone.
I was beginning to feel as if I've been disconnected or something. Going to be
No,
like there's radio silence at the other end. Ji, Shamroz.
I was just wondering that it looks more like a Khan meetup. Every other guy is a Khan. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Farhan. Thank you, Talib Saab. This took a long time to come, but finally, I think it's a memorable day, and 9th of May, 2020. And I graduated back in 2011, did my BBA from CBM, and then worked for like 6 years. I was with Unilever Pakistan, briefly with Levi's, and briefly with P&G. Last year, exactly 1 year back, I moved to Toronto, and 2019 April I was here. So I've recently completed my first year here in Canada. Right now, I am working as a key account manager for a local food company, Rubicon Foods, and I look after Walmart and Loblaws, which are two of the biggest accounts in the country. So I was extremely fortunate that in 2 months of time, I got a relevant job and a good job, more than which I was eyeing or targeting on. The other thing is, before leaving Pakistan, I was teaching since last 2 years. I was associated with Hamdard University and Karachi University. And then what I've done in my own manner is that I basically graduated in 2011. So we have a 2-3 WhatsApp group here. So I made a group for Pakistani Canadian people. And then one is CBMers Canada. So I knew people from my batch only, but this I think is platform which have a broader base. So 2011 people I'm connected. We meet up almost every weekend. We physically meet up. We take time to know about each other. So I would love to dissolve all my groups and we make one collaborative effort rather than having in bits and pieces. And anyone, since I got the job here, so I've been making videos on YouTube, on Facebook, helping people to settle in Canada, finding job, resume writing, all that stuff. So I'm basically imparting all my experience which I've gone through regarding the Canadian immigration and the settlement here. Basic things, you know, if you are at the airport, if you want, I can come pick you up, setting up your bank accounts, making your resume writing, and then moving on to retail, brand, the local distribution, channels, accounts. So this is a brief introduction of me, and I would love to host people in Toronto. Any kind of help which I could do. I am a newcomer myself, but would love to connect definitely.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much for that. And what can I say? All I can say is that I'm really honored that you're volunteering to merge all your groups with this one parent group that we've now set up. My recommendation is कि वो जो आपका एक अपने batch वाला group है वो आप अपने पास बिल्कुल रखें, because that's something that is the conversations there are more to your memories at the institute and your memories at the college, which are definitely something that you'd want to cherish, and that's why you guys always meet up. So it's really nice to know that there are these pockets of alumni who get together and who kind of meet up on a regular basis. But what I would request you is, if you can add all of those people onto the main group as well, so that they're also part of the larger family that we're trying to establish in the North America region, basically. So that's my only request, and we'd love to hear from all of your friends in terms of what they're doing.
And I would suggest that once COVID settles, so if you need any of my help, I can set up or host a Toronto meetup. So we can also meet up physically. सब लोग एक दूसरे से साथ मिलके बैठेंगे. I think more opportunities मिलेंगी जरूर.
बिल्कुल. Oh, no, definitely. Thank you. I think one of the things behind this virtual meetup is that we kind of now link things in virtually, and then we have chapters which kind of independently then operate in different parts of the world. So that's our forward thinking piece around this as well. So we'd love to take your offer on a physical meetup as well. So we will definitely be connecting with you on that. So thank you very much for that. With that, okay, so is Shanaz Kagalwala online?
Shanaz Kagalwala basically is Ali Morcus. Okay. I think this is her wife's name.
That's a real.
Yeah.
Okay.
So probably I know him. He's in another group. I'll call him and ask him.
Chalo, theek. All right. That's okay. So can we then move on to Sumaya Kamani, please? Sumaya, we can't hear you. I think you're mute. Hello, Sumaya. We can't hear you. We'll come back to Sumaya. I think she's having technology issues. Syed Ahmed Reza Kazmi. Syed Ahmed Reza Kazmi, please.
Assalamu alaikum, everybody. My name is Syed Ahmed Reza Kazmi. I graduated from IoBM in the year 2014 from Bachelor's in Actuarial Sciences and Risk Management. Soon after I graduated, I worked for Willis Towers Watson in Pakistan. They have a network member in Pakistan by the name Excel Consulting. And in 2015, I moved to United States to pursue my MBA. After finishing my MBA in 2017, IoBM actually wrote an article about myself as well. It's already present on their website. I had the opportunity to represent Pakistan in events in the European Union and United Nations. I started my own firm in 2018. Before that, I was working with CGF Insurance as a network strategy manager. And they were ranked one of the best insurance agencies in the region of Philadelphia. Currently running my own business, and I'm pursuing my doctorate in complex leadership and strategic business design.
Right. Thank you very much. So our last alumni in the list, Walid Ahmed, please.
Hi, Farhan. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Assalamu alaikum, everyone. My name is Walid Ahmed. Glad to be connected with you all, and thank you for this opportunity. It's very nice to be connected with all of you. Special greetings to Sir Talib Kareem, Miss Tazina Aslan. I graduated from CBM in 2013 in accounting and finance, and did my MBA in 2015. And then I moved to United States for another master's in risk management before getting the opportunity at Credit Suisse. And then finally moving to Charlotte, North Carolina, and currently associated with Wells Fargo. Been working as a senior analyst in risk and controls here for almost 3 years. And so if there's anyone who came on an F1 visa and is looking for opportunities, or even for guidance how to get to networking and get into job market, I know it's currently difficult, but maybe I can pitch in my 2 cents and that can be helpful. So just reach me out anytime. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Walid. Thank you. Just one last request. Have we missed out any of the alumni before we move on to Dr.
Can I
Irfan?
quickly jump in if you can hear me now?
Gee, we can hear you, Sumaya. Thank you very much.
Okay, finally.
Finally, we hear you. Yes.
Yeah, I had to reconnect for that, but okay, finally.
That happened.
So yeah.
पहले आपको हमारी आवाज आ रही थी, आपको हमारी
Yeah,
आवाज
yeah,
नहीं
I
आ
could
रही?
hear you guys. I could hear you guys,
could
but
hear
I
us?
think I was on the phone with my dadi. She suddenly
Oh,
called
right.
me, so I think that's why there was some disconnect.
Probably.
But yeah, so I graduated in 2017, did my BBA and with majors in marketing, and then briefly I worked as a journalist, financial journalist at the Express Tribune for 2 years, and then I moved to Canada. So now I'm doing my master's at Queen's University. And I got into this incubation program also. So we have like Dun and Deshpande incubation center, which is like one of the biggest ones in the world. So I'm working with them now. So I have a couple of projects that I'm working on. So if any one of you wants to connect with me on fashion, on importing textile manufacturers from Pakistan to Canada, so that's also what I'm working on. And then luxury management, and there's one thing that I've recently worked on, the guys' locker room talks. So this is something we're trying to address and taking it very seriously. So I think these are some things that I'm working on. And if any one of you wants to connect with me on that, that'll be really interesting. So yeah, that's me.
All right,
And
thank you very
for now,
much.
I'm in Kingston.
Yeah.
Sorry. I'm in Kingston. I'll be moving to Toronto. So if there's anyone who wants to connect with me there also, so just hit me up. Thank you.
Wonderful. Are you still writing? Finally, I see somebody who comes from my professional background, so I was intrigued. Are you still writing? Yeah.
Yeah. Actually, so I love to write. So I do a lot of journaling also. So I've started this secret blog thing also that I'm doing. But other than that, I'm still contributing fashion-related pieces now. Not really financial journalism, but I'm just contributing featured pieces, featured fashion pieces for Express Tribune.
Wonderful. Oh, great. Wonderful. Charan, good luck, and hopefully people will connect with you on the offer that you've put out. Thank you very much, Sumaya. So before we move on, is there anybody who we've missed out, or who has not been able to share?
I guess I was missed, and there was a little confusion. Ali here, though I'm with my wife's
how are
name.
you?
I somehow logged in with my wife's name. I'm not sure. The invite was accepted by her. Yeah. Don't know about the confusion, but yeah, anyways, my name is Ali. Ali Marcus. I graduated 2011, did my bachelor's then, took a year's break, then did my master's in 2013, and worked in manufacturing and operations in Karachi, Pakistan, and moved to Canada, Toronto, about 2 years back. So since then I've been here. working as an inside sales and operations. And yeah, currently kind of working from home, and that's about it.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much for that, Ali.
Yeah, and I've been in Shamroz's batch, so he's from 2011 as well. I know, I guess, couple of familiar faces. Rizwan, I guess I've seen him, and I'm not sure about other people, but yeah. And yeah, it's been good.
Yeah, that's wonderful.
The new society, thank you for this initiative. Hopefully, we will connect in the future as well, and we'll keep on doing this.
Chale good. Thank you very much.
Farhan, can you hear me?
So, G, I can. Fawad.
Yeah, my name is Fawad. You took my name. I think there was some internet connection problems, so you couldn't hear me properly.
No, please,
and then
please.
it missed out. Okay,
No.
my name is Fawad Joffrey. I graduated my undergrad program in 2017. Then back to back, I had completed my MBA program in marketing in 2019. So last year I moved to Toronto on my immigration process, and then I spent there for like a couple of months, and I traveled to South Africa. Currently I'm in South Africa, so visiting my parents here and assisting my father in his managing his business. I was supposed to go back in April, but due to COVID I couldn't travel back to Toronto. So yeah, so hopefully when everything is like back to normal, I'll go back to Toronto. I see a lot of familiar faces, especially one of the teacher who taught me, Miss Sadia Mansoor, Park Studies, and yeah, it's really, I'm really glad to see the initiative run by the university for this alumni engagement. So thank you for having us. Thank you.
Wonderful. Thank you very much, Fawad. Thank you for joining us. Have we missed out anybody?
My brother is also part of this Baithak, but he couldn't attend today. He had a meeting with his professors. He and I both attended CBM at the same time. He is currently he's currently pursuing his MS from. So I'm organizing on his behalf right now.
Okay. Sorry. Raza went mute. Ji Raza.
Hi, this is Faiz. Raza was talking about me. I just joined in.
Oh, hello.
Told me to join in here. That was like really simultaneous. Sorry, I'm like, not.
No, please.
My I'm not on video chat because I've got like a quarantine beard and my hair is all messed up.
Well.
So yeah, let me
that's okay.
Myself. I graduated back in 2013. And after that, I went into investment banking. I was with a brokerage house in Pakistan for 3 years, and then I went into HBL in their advisory, capital market, and syndications department. I did there for 2 years, and after that, I moved to States for my master's in financial mathematics from George Washington University. It's in DC. I've like completed my first year from DC. I've started like getting these internship opportunities from these investment banking firms in New York. So I'm like working on that. I've passed CFA level 1 exam. I was due for level 2 this June, but they've like postponed the exam, and I'll be like sitting the exam in December. So that's like that's all of it for now. It's
thank you very much, and
nice having you guys over here.
Yeah.
It's really, really good to see like familiar faces. Waleed is here, and like other people, get to know them. That's really.
No, it's absolutely nice having you, and we're really glad that you were able to join us.
Yeah.
So it's just good to connect with everybody. So one last call. Have we missed anybody? Is anybody left? Has everybody introduced themselves? Great. I think everybody has introduced themselves. So So just a couple of things from me before I hand over to Dr. Irfan for his comments. I think as we've now seen in terms of this one group that we have for North America, the kind of depth and the kind of expertise that we have within this circle, I think IoBM alumni has now come a long way in terms of really building that kind of bench strength or that kind of expertise. And it's now time that we can really make a substantial impact if we work collectively together with each other and for each other. So my message is what I started off with, that please let us know how the university can help add value to what to what you're doing, and also please let us know if there's any if you would like to add back or give back something or add value to something to the university. That can be a mentoring session that you want, a guest speaker session as well. That can be taking a course online. Now, the beauty of the new norm is that things have completely disrupted in terms of how students are now adapting to new ways of learning. So I think we should be the people who should take advantage of that and kind of use these things to really bring international expertise to the students of today. And I think, and I kind of tell my children as well this thing, that I think that you guys are really fortunate, because the way we've been forever trying to disrupt the education system and get children and parents to accept the fact that online education is possible and it works. But now COVID has actually forced everybody to do that. So whatever we can help with, I think it's time that we kind of really bring the fraternity together. We will share with you our plans of what we want to do. Like I said, right now, after this conversation, we will have a more frequent conversation. Kamran and Nabhan and I will be connecting with you, and of course Abrar and Asif and Amir as well from the Alumni Association. We'll be connecting with you in terms of looking at opportunities of how we can help you, how you can help the university, and how we can really help reach out to the different chapters that we have. So we've got GCC, we've got the Far East, we've got you all as part of North America, we've got a huge 7,000 plus alumni base in Pakistan. And so one of the things that like Ibrahim and Sarah had said, that IBA has an alumni network which is quite strong. The total alumni network of IBA is about 7,500 to 8,000 people. IoBM has 12,000 alumni that are there in the market right now. And that is the LinkedIn source of data that we have. So I think we have a much stronger network. It's all about bringing the network together, reconnecting the dots, reconnecting people, and kind of leveraging from each other. I'm quite hopeful that I think we're a much stronger network, because because of the dynamics, because of the things. So I really have a lot of hope and a lot of expectation from this network. So we'll be reaching out to you. Thank you everybody for dialing in on behalf of the Alumni Association. Thank you for dialing in. Thank you for being part of this call. Please stay connected. Please continue conversations on on the WhatsApp channel that we have for this. We will hold these things frequently as well. And whenever you are in Pakistan, please give Kamran or give me a call, and we would love to host you at the campus itself after a very long time. So with that, can I please ask Dr. Irfan Haider to please tell us about the interesting developments at the campus now in terms of how the campus is preparing for COVID-19, and what is the technological advancement that the campus has been doing. Ji, Dr. Saab, thank you very much. Ji, over to you, Dr.
Assalamu alaikum. It was a wonderful session, coming to know all of you. When I joined as Dean in 2013, one of the first initiatives that I started was mentoring connections between student and someone in the industry. And that's how I first came across Farhan Saab also. Then that initiative got somewhere, it lost its momentum because we didn't know how to execute this mentoring relationship. Now this fortunately or unfortunately, this lockdown has enabled us to use a learning management system, Moodle, in a way in which our whole university is now online. So now it has become really possible to establish connections with the faculty, and just the figures that Farhan Saab just gave actually tell you that if we have currently 6,000 students, so I can actually connect one-to-one with at least 6,000 mentors in the industry, each one of the students, and if you can give them maybe half an hour in a semester or maybe an hour, I don't know, depending upon how the relationship goes. And we can actually track that relationship also and give some credit to the student also through the LMS. So so this is one thing that has coming out as I was looking at all of you, and we are all gaining experience in using Zoom or Google Meet or other such platforms. Well, when lockdown started in March, early March in Karachi, we were at that time using LMS. We had started our program in fall of 2019, thinking that it will take us about 2 to 3 years to implement learning management system in all our courses. And in a spring semester, we have around 1,000 sections running in parallel. And so at the time when this lockdown started, we had around 50 faculty members who were using maybe about 60, 70 sections that were using LMS. Now from 4th and 5th of March till end of April, we went from 50, 60 sections to around 900 sections in about 3 weeks. So actually we crashed into the technology use within 3 weeks, what we were planning for implementing in about 2 to 3 years. And it's a great experience. We have learned how to use this. Our faculty knows how to use it. The students have learned how to use all these devices, the limitations, the advantages and the ups and downs of these connections. And it has been a wonderful experience all in all. And now the dream of flipped classrooms and blended learning and all sorts of technologies and connecting and internationalization now seems so easy and so wonderful. So you teaching over here in first and above all, even the Higher Education Commission, which was the biggest stumbling block to online classes, was forced to allow the universities to use this. And this is a room that we have gotten, and Alhamdulillah, over the previous now 2 months, March and April, we have managed to really go from the early adoption stage to a near maturity stage. So all our HODs are monitoring the sections. So we have over here Ms. Tazeen Arsalan, and she has HOD of Accounting and Finance, and she's managing 150 sections, and without actually even a single complaint coming from any of her sections. And that is a wonderful ability. And this has been managed through special reports that IT has made to enable the HODs to get the faculty and the students connected. So I believe that this opportunity that that we got and we took it, and I think Alhamdulillah also that our summer registrations are as good, if not better, than last year's. So many of the students who had gone away from Karachi found it much easier to come back and complete their program. So it's an excellent opportunity, a learning experience, crashing into the technology. Many of the faculty members and the senior faculty members, and some of them is really interesting, and especially some of the visiting faculty members have surprised us with the amount of time and effort they are giving, although it's now become a 24-hour job. So right now I'm connected with you around 11. so we are now 24 hours on the net all the time, receptive to any issue that the students may raise and respond to that. And I think this will give us an opportunity. And the main thing is, I believe that especially considering the alumni, our opportunity right now is to connect the students with the alumni and also to identify this. So we need to actually identify the pool of the alumni and their distinctive advantages, and we can then become really sophisticated later on in identifying who to connect with whom and giving the students as well as the mentors to pick and choose the students that they would like to mentor and be associated with, because a mentor-mentee relationship is basically a voluntary relationship. Yeah, so it cannot be forced, although initially we will try to force them to do it. But I think eventually it ought to be on a more voluntary basis. And it will be a great learning experience for you also, and passing on your experience and your exposure to new surroundings and new places. So I think it's a very good initiative. I think Kamran and Rafi Khan and others, Sumaya and others who have enabled all of this, and Abrar and the others from alumni. So we have really a very active alumni team association, and I would like all of you to join and be productive. And it should not fizzle out after the initial introductions. Typically, this is one of the things that I have noticed, that these start initially, unless we are able to provide something concrete, may win-win situation for the people on that side and the students on this side, or the industry over this side. For instance, we offer of how to, you see, we have a big problem right now of the textile. The export orders have really plummeted. So, and I think one of the alumnus over here mentioned that he was looking for actually getting the imports in from. So there are business opportunities, and many of you I could see are working self-employed, and they are working on their own businesses. So we can have these work groups over here supporting your effort over there, reducing your costs and enabling that. So lots of entrepreneurial opportunities can emerge from this interaction, and you can do it as a side business also. And it is one of the another initiatives that the EMAC and Kamran and under the president, Dr. Samra, are pursuing. So these are the few opportunities we should be looking forward to, and I look forward to actually meeting you and connecting with you in more detail. Or Assalamu alaikum, and also Assalamu alaikum to Sadia Mansoor. It was nice to see her again. So good. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Saab. Thank you very much for that. So as I was saying, IoBM has really moved places from the time that we were exactly there. The world is changing, and luckily the university is moving with time in terms of offering solutions and in terms of offering the right kind of expertise for our future generations to really do things differently. So with that, I think we will call it a day for today for this call. Thank you very much for everybody who has joined in today. One last thing before we say goodbye, and that is that we are looking at setting up a formal chapter for the North American area. So if you have time and if you would like to contribute in a formal capacity for the Alumni Association, please send in your resumes and your your requests to Kamran Bilkarami, and Kamran will take it forward, and you will hear back from us. So with that, last thing, thank you very much. God bless you all. Have a good day. Have a good weekend. Till we speak next time, Khuda Hafiz, Shabba Khair from us in Pakistan. And thank you very much for joining, everybody. Khuda Hafiz ji.
Thank you. Thank you. Assalamu alaikum.